2018, Rockstar Games published Red Dead Redemption 2 for the Sony PlayStation 4 on Microsoft Xbox One. In 2019, the game was published for Microsoft Windows, as video gamers and critics internationally praised the game for the sheer amounts of content as well as the characters depicted within the game. The game was considered so complex and so in-depth that details of the plot relating to subquests or minor optional endeavors for the player to experience had multiple meanings for gamers to interpret. Rockstar Games as a company was known to be very secretive about details relating to its video games, as well as its development for their games. As a result of lack of official clarification on details within the game, fan speculation could often take place because of it, and miscommunication could easily emerge as a reaction to this. Often considered one of the most mysterious aspects of the game was that of the minor optional quest of searching for the character of Isabeau Katharina Zinsmeister. Details of this character from official in-game sources hollered that the princess disappeared while on holiday in the year of 1884 from a hunting trip during a private family visit to the United States. As by the time the player learns about it, it had occurred 15 years previously, and due to the vague details or circumstances about the disappearance, there is no confirmed in-game explanation for what happened to Isabeau. Normally, such an optional missing persons quest would be or could be easily accomplished during play, but through years of searching by gamers has brought out nothing that actually mentioned this character was able or would be able to be found in-game, or even mentioned besides a few details for the optional subquest. An article mentioning the 15th year of her disappearance can be found as the New Hanover Gazette number 29. With this information, if alive, Isabeau would be at 20 years of age during the main story set in 1899, and roughly 28 by the epilogue in 1907. A clothing wardrobe chest with the Luxembourgish royal seal can be found at the fence in the Van Horn trading post. Near the Assyrian pool is a non-player character also looking for the missing royalty. Dialogue mentioned that someone else had told him to venture there to the Van Horn trading post in search of details about Isabeau. The disappearance of the Luxembourger princess has been mentioned as a source of embarrassment to the Luxembourg nation within the game, as besides these simple details there hasn't been anything known or mentioned or even confirmed as fact for this non-player character. Due to the lack of facts from Rockstar Games, as mentioned, as well as the already mysterious circumstances for this character, fan speculation across the player base internationally of Red Dead Redemption put forth all sorts of theories, none of which were considered official by Rockstar Games. However, there were official details that when Red Dead Redemption 2 was released on the computer, hackers were able to actually sift through files to find more details of this missing non-player character, such as an in-game character model with the non-player character's name, which was fully rendered and playable. However, as mentioned, this character model would be roughly 20 years of age, which would account for the disappearance. But there were no ways to find or activate this non-player character model for a mission without hacking. What gamers naturally theorized from the in-game information as well as the character model found through the data files is that the kidnapped princess aged 15 years to the setting of the game in 1899. What's unknown is what the character did during this 15-year difference of time, and how a possible mission ties into the disappearance. What's more than likely is that the non-player character's mission was simply removed from the game, but further details were considered too troublesome to completely remove. On Developers simply left these details in the game for the player to see but unable to play or act out. Even if Rockstar Games ever makes an official statement about this non-player character, gamers would wonder why. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because details were removed, and people had no other choice but to wonder what the reasons were for the removal.